before that, it was the volumes that are coming up in these bubbles aren't really that great. So some of the samples, we were able to collect enough gas from that sample at Bayou Drive to do the isotopic analysis and also to determine if there was any hydrogen sulfide in it. There's another sample that we have been collecting in the gases that is those canister samples to ensure that we're not dealing with something that is toxic. Okay, so we're collecting those from all of those bubble sites where we can as well. So far, it does not look to be toxic. It looks like it's natural gas. So the primary issues of concern with natural gas are twofold. One, it's flammable. And two, if it gets into enclosed spaces in sufficient quantities, it could displace oxygen out of that. So as a result of that, very early on back in July, we offered to go onto properties, private properties around your homes, to conduct outdoor hazard assessments and use those real-time meters to check to see if there were any elevated levels of flammability or VOCs, of which methane and natural gas is, and H2S, and we're not finding anything of any concern. And it was asked recently, said, well, what about the inside? Because if you're talking about enclosed spaces. So DEQ is doing that as well, and when we had our meeting last Tuesday night, I gave out the phone number to call if you would like someone from DEQ to come to your house and conduct indoor air monitoring, okay, with these meters to determine that. That number is, and it's also on the Paris blog, but you can write it down, 225-219-3015, and you can schedule that opportunity and we'll come to your house and determine whether or not there is any natural gas accumulating in there as well.
Could you repeat the number, please, sir?
Yes, ma'am. 225-219-3015. Okay? I think that's pretty much.
You have something?
Pretty much.
One last question.
Yes.
First of all, I want to apologize for raising my voice. We deserve better than that. Second of all, the question I have is, we've been asking since day one about elevations on Highway 70. Department of DOT has the records. They monitor that road daily, right?
Yes.
Why can't we get them measurements posted on the blog? It'll give a certain level of comfort to people on this side of the road that the road's not wrong.
We have Mr. Turo, I think he's one of the district managers for this district of DOTD. And Joy, they've been asking, not just what's been happening is that they're doing a continuous daily monitoring of the road, but the residents, and I think the parish has requested to do an analysis of before the event with after the event, what you're seeing now. So some benchmark before versus after, or what's happening now. Can we get something posted on that? Mr. Smith.
You're correct. We've been taking elevations out there. Right now, what the department is doing, we've gotten that request for the information for the blog spot, but we have numerous tests that we're doing, and we're gathering that information, I think, to present it this week to have it put on that site, all the information that we've taken, because we're doing testing on the bridges, the roadway, and then we have some deflectometer tests, and we've been trying to coordinate and make sure we get the information out, people understand what we're putting out there.
Are you seeing any deviations?
No, no change. No, everything's been fine.
What did y'all gone back to in the past, in other words, as a benchmark versus now? What's the latest, the pre-event data you utilize?
Well, actually, to speak to that, what we're doing the visual monitoring in our district, and our location and survey section are the ones that would have to explain the benchmarks, and when we put that information out, there'll be some explanation of that, what benches and historical data that they're using. But actually, we even have LSU on board now doing some monitoring for elevations of that roadway. And they'll be able to put that, I guess, geodetic reference on there.
How far back can you go and determine what the elevation of the highway was? How many years back? Can you go back to 1960, 62? Because I used to go fishing, craw fishing in the woods, and I had to cross the fences. Now the water was up above the fence and I was against the road. Has that road, everything sunk that much that the water's way up there? 1960s and the days?
Did y'all have that archive data?
I don't have it at the district, but that's something I can ask.
But I guess the question is, if you go to the archive data of the old highway department records when they overlaid the road, would they have that benchmark there? They probably would, but you'd have to go probably to the DOT archive.
Years back,